Hi, I'm Jason from Mash Paddle Brewing Supplies, and today we're going to show you how to brew your first subscription box. As you would have seen by now, it is a Pacific Ale, a bit of a take on Stone & Wood's Pacific Ale. You should have received in your box all your ingredients, which is the light liquid malt extract, the dry Australian wheat malt extract, a couple of bags of Galaxy hops, some sanitizer, your yeast, Saval US 05, and we'll be using the Mangrove Jack's starter kit, the fermenter, and a few bits and pieces from it there as well. So let's get into the brewing. Okay, so first up we're going to grab a pot. Ideally you want a pot that's going to be around 10 to 15 litre mark at this stage. What we're going to do is fill this with 5 litres of water and then stick it on the stove top to boil. So you'll need a jug with obviously water, and we'll put 5 litres of water in here. Okay, so once you get your 5 litres, we'll pop that on the stove top to boil. Now it's handy to obviously know what your temperature of your water will be, and especially when it gets to boiling, to keep it at a rolling boil of 100 degrees. I usually like using a thermometer just to be 100% certain, and that'll just sit into the pot as well. So while the water is boiling, we'll start getting prepped for our first addition to the boil, which is going to be 500 grams of the Australian wheat dry malt extract. So you will need some kitchen scales, so you can measure out 500 grams. Keep that aside because you'll need to use the rest of this later on in the boil. And we'll get prepped with the first hop addition, which is 10 grams of Galaxy hops at 40 minutes. So your wheat will go in at the 60-minute mark, or the start of the boil, and your first hop addition will go in at the 40-minute mark, or 20 minutes into the boil. So now that our pot is boiling, we'll add our 500 grams of Australian wheat. Give him a bit of a stir, and then we'll set a timer for 20 minutes, because that's when our first Galaxy hop addition will go in. Okay, so 20 minutes has gone by, and it's now time to add your first hop addition, 10 grams of Galaxy hops. So you can just pour those straight in like so. Give him a bit of a stir. Now the idea of these hops is more for bittering at this stage. Cool. So now you can set your timer for 10 minutes, because that's when the next addition goes in, which is the rest of your Australian wheat dry malt extract. Okay, so now we're going to pour in the rest of our Australian wheat dry malt extract. Once that goes in, give him a stir just to break up any clumps that may form. Alright, and then you can set your timer for another 20 minutes. We'll be adding our second Galaxy hop addition, 20 grams. Now also start showing you the rest of the prep and getting your fermenter ready for your beer. Okay, now that we've put the last of our dry malt in, let's get the fermenter prepped and ready. So all you need to do here is your no rinse sanitizer packet. We're going to use about half of this packet, put it into a jug with some warm water, we'll mix it up, pour it in, shake it up and sanitize our fermenter. So to sanitize, all I actually do is pour this straight into the fermenter, shake it around for a little bit, tip it out. That's all you need to do. It's important to make sure the tap is off. We've also prepped our next hop addition, which was 20 grams of the Galaxy. So now for our second lot of Galaxy hops to go in. And so we've got 20 grams. Again, just pour them straight in. Give them a little stir. So at this point now the hops are more for flavour and aroma. So set your timer for 10 minutes, which will be the end of the boil and our last lot of hops to go in at this stage. Okay, so now your boil is done. So I'm going to bring over the pot. We'll put in the last lot of hops in there, which is another 20 grams of Galaxy. And then we'll start putting everything into our fermenter. So the last 20 grams. So again, at this point now the hops really are just for flavour and aroma. Just give it a quick stir. Cool. So I'm just going to move that over there. So what we'll do is we're going to put our liquid malt extract straight into the fermenter, followed by our wort. Now what I like about Mangrove Jack's liquid malt extracts is that it's in a bag and not in a tin. It makes it a little bit easier to get out. So as you can see, it's like a bit of a syrupy substance. It's pretty thick. I'm going to tip in our wort. Give that a good stir as well. And then what we're going to do is fill the rest of this with cold water till we get to the 21 litre mark. So what you can do, and what I've done here is actually prepared, this is a 10 litre, 12 litre jerry can with water that I've had chilled in the fridge for the last couple of days. So it's nice and cold, it's probably about 1-2 degrees. That'll just help cool everything down so we can get to our pitching temperature. Quick stir. Now the jerry can you can pick up at Bunnings for like 15 bucks. Camping supply stores, as long as it's food grade, that's all you need really. So that's already brought the temperature down to about 30 degrees. We're only put half of it in. what you want to get to is the 21 litre mark that's on your fermenter here. Now the beautiful part, if we check the temperature, we're actually now sitting around 16 to 18 degrees, which probably ideal. 20 is sort of what you're aiming for. A little bit under is going to be okay for this one. So now we can pitch our yeast, our US 05. This is a dry yeast and a top fermenting yeast, so we can just pour it on, sprinkle it over the top, close him up, and he'll do his work. Sprinkle him across. Now you can stir him in if you want. Get in there. So what we're going to do now is put the lid on. We're going to make sure it's nice and tight. So with the airlock, what you'll need to do is just pour a little bit of water. Now this one has spin it around, you'll probably see it a bit better. Has a little max line to put into. Perfect. Now this one also comes with a cap. They don't always come with a cap. Yeah, like so. So the last thing we're going to do is take our hydrometer reading. So we pop him under the tap like so. Fill your little tube up. So what we're looking for here with our hydrometer reading is to see what the number sits at the top of the water line there, or the beer line I should say. What we're hoping for is 1.040. In this case we're a little short, we're at probably about 1.038, 1.036, but that's okay. This is our original gravity reading. We'll take another one at the end of the fermentation period, and those two readings will give us an indication of what the ABV for our beer will be. So that's it, that's your brew day done. So now put your fermenter in a cool, dark place. The beer's going to ferment for approximately 14 days. Now you'll see in your box you would have got another little packet of hops here, 12 grams of Galaxy. We're going to put that into the fermenter at day 7, or 7 days into the fermentation for dry hopping. And then a couple of days before bottling, we're going to add our beer findings. Idea of this is just to make a nice clear looking beer at the end. So all you can do now, pop him away, sit tight for 14 days, and then we'll bottle. Welcome back to the Mash Paddle Brewing channel. Today we're going to go through bottling your beer now that it's fermented and all the steps through the bottling process. So first up, we're going to sterilize our bottles. For the sterilizing process, what you're going to use today is some no-rinse sanitizer. We're also going to use my trusty little jug here as well. Plus it's always handy to have a bucket on standby as well. So what we'll do is pour our little sanitizer into our jug. And we're going to fill this up with about 2 litres of water. Now that we've got the sanitized water, all we're going to do is just pour a little bit into each bottle like so. Only needs to be a small amount there. What I usually do is I'll actually fill all of these bottles up first, then put the lids on and shake them vigorously for about 15-20 seconds, pour it out, and then you're ready to actually use the bottle. That's the benefit of the no-rinse sanitizer. It's quick, it's simple, it's easy. You don't have to re-rinse, you don't have to wait for it to dry. You can just go from there. Some of your starter kits will come with a bottle brush, which you can use to clean out your PET bottles. Probably better to use these with glass bottles. I only say that because I sometimes find that these may scratch up inside the PET bottle, and you don't want getting any scratches in there. Scratches are more likely going to get more bacteria into those little grooves. It makes it a little bit harder to clean. But still keep one on hand if you decide to move into glass bottles. So now that you've got this all set up, all you need to do is give your bottles a shake like so for about 15-20 seconds. Make sure you're moving more around. Then you can just dip your solution out, which is why we've got our little bucket here. Now it's ready to fill. Now there are other ways that you can obviously clean, and if you're handy you can rig up little gadgets to wash these bottles so you don't actually have to stand here manually and shake them all. Or if you've got kids, this is a good job for them to do and get them involved in brewing. But I find I prefer doing it this way because then I know that every bottle is properly cleaned. Now that your bottles are completely cleaned and sanitized, you can go through and add your carbonation drops into the bottle. So depending on the beer and the style that you're brewing, it'll either be 1 or 2 per 750ml PET bottle. And so that's what the little carbonation drop is. All it is just really just sugar. You can just pop them in like so. Now that that's done, I'm going to take one last reading with the hydrometer just so we can work out what the ABV of our beer will be, and then we can attach our bottling wand and get to bottling. So to attach your bottling wand, it'll just go underneath the tap like so. Then you can turn your tap on. Start seeing your beer flow into your tap. You get your bottle, slip him in underneath. Make sure it hits the bottom. The beer will flow through like so. Hear the bubbling of the airlock. Now once you get to the top, you want to leave about 1 or 2 centimeters gap from your bottle, like so. So that way there's enough room for the actual carbonation and the CO2 to get into your beer without it exploding or having too much room where it becomes flat. Once you've got all your bottles filled, store them in a cool, dark place out of direct sunlight and let them condition in the bottle for approximately 2 weeks before you can whack it in the fridge, crack them open and drinking.